to play with Azure Functions. The ultimate goal of this lab is implementing task processing logic by using Azure Functions. And it would have a couple of tasks involved in the entire exercise. Let me take you through the exercise first, along with the task, and then we'll start performing this lab. So what are we gonna do in this lab? First of all, we'll create a functions app, serverless functions app, and a storage account which is needed for the functions app. And then we'll use Azure Functions tool to create a function locally with the help of templates like HTTP or schedule-based timer, or integrate with other services like storage account or blob. Then once these function will respond properly locally during the testing, then we'll deploy it to the Azure Function app that we have created as a task tool. All right, so this is a very small or simple lab where there are a couple of tasks that we are going to perform step by step, and you would learn and you will enjoy. All right, let's get started. So the very first thing we need to do, we need to create a storage account that we can utilize in the Azure Functions app. So let me create the resource group for this storage account. I'm gonna create all the resources in this resource group. Storage account, I'm gonna call it function store 001. And we are going to deploy it in the East US. We don't need geo because this is lab. We would love to save some money here, and we'll choose LRS. Well, this is lab, even we just need to get rid of all the resources once the lab is done. So it's fine. It doesn't matter the redundancy. What matters is the storage account, because we are going to create container and upload some function or something there that we could trigger through the function, things like that. So while it is creating, what we can do, we can simply go to the app service and create one Azure Functions app. Functions app, create function app, and then choose the same resource group and give it a name. Function Pachehra talks. It's fine. This is unique. That's good enough. Let's select .NET East US. That is okay. Review and create. So it's a serverless functions app that we have chosen here, and I think it has already been started deploying. Okay, we can let it go or we can cancel it, but it's fine, because I just wanted to show you the storage account that we have created. I wanted to choose that one. That's why I was thinking, all right, let me do this again. Function 002. This is also unique. Let me .NET region East US. Okay. Now, if you click on hosting, we have the storage account right here. We did not select it. We just hit the review and create, and it created automatically. You can see this is the one that we have created. This is the one which got created automatically. So we can select the storage account that we have created earlier as well. Okay, so if I hit the continue, review and create, then we would have two serverless functions app. but it is fine. I created two because I just wanted to show you we can utilize the existing storage account as well that we have created already. Okay, so it's up to you how you want to do it. All right, so we have our function app created and the storage account is there. This is the storage account which is utilized by the Azure Functions app. So what we need to do now, we need to open the Windows terminal, and I have this location where I'm going to perform this lab. So I just need to right click, paste. This is where I'm going to perform my lab. And the very first thing I need to do is I need to initiate init, just like in Terraform func init. And we need to choose worker runtime as .NET. Okay, and we need to force it. So once this is done, our blank repository would have few, you see that function project setting.json host.json created once it is initiated. So it was a blank repository. And now we got a couple of files there because we have initiated the Azure function. What we need to do now, we just need to add the connection string of our storage account to the settings.json. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to right here under this Azure Web Job Storage, I need to copy the, let me come here, access keys, show keys, and connection string. I need to copy this and paste it in here. All right, it is done. This is on auto save mode, so I'm good. Now, once it is there, now we need to build our function or project or .NET project. So I'll go here and I'll start typing .NET build. Okay, I just closed it, but that's fine. It is always good to close the previous session and work fresh. Okay, now I need to do .NET build. This will build the project, and then I simply go ahead. Our project is built. Okay, let me close this, go here, and we can see, yes, our project is created. Now let's go back and copy the same location again. Go back to the Windows terminal, get inside, and this time we need to create function by using the HTTP trigger template. If you do FUNC and enter, you see you would have all the information just like any other CLI we do. So here we already done the init, and this time we are going to use new, create a new function from the template. You can simply do fun new, and we're gonna use template. And what is the name of the template is HTTP trigger. Okay, and we're going to give it a name echo. Okay, and now once it is done, that what we need to do, we need to just, it has created successfully. Now what we need to do, we need to go to the echo.cs file and just change few lines in there. Okay, because we are going to utilize these lines. If you need, I'll share the link that you can utilize for your lab purpose, because I'm not a developer, as I said so many times, so I don't write these things. I just borrow it from the Microsoft documentation. So in this line, what it's going to do, the function name is echo. It is going to post HTTP trigger, right? So this is the piece of function that I've copied here. Okay, and it is auto save, so it would have been saved. Now what I need to do, I need to go back to my Windows terminal, and I'm going to start this uh, build, right? So again, copy the location and go back here, and now I'll do start build. And once this is done, hopefully without any issue, as you can see, yes. So we are going to utilize this tool. Now we are talking, right? You can write, say, host lock lease acquired by instance ID. So right now our tool is in place, and it has started. And let me create one more prompt, and I'll show you whether it's working fine or not with the help of this tool, HTTP REPL tool, REPL. So what is the command for this? It's HTTP REPL, HTTP. Now we are going to hit local host 7071. It's trying to connect, and if you see where it is, the old terminal says right here. So we need to go to API echo. So let me go there. It is connected. CD API CD echo. Okay, I'm here. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm talking to the function right now directly, and it will act. So I'm gonna post a content 3. It should echo the 3 back to me. As you can see, it has invoked and we got it back. And if you see in the previous page where it has acquired release, received a request, executed echo, and it is succeeded, right? So if I do once again, let me post one more content. Let me call it 5. And I have it back right here, you can see. Okay. If I minimize it, you can see received the request, executed echo. So this one is working absolutely fine. If you'd like, let me minimize this like this and take it here. Let me do this. Come on, like this. Okay. If I post, let's say something else, content, and let me call it hello, you should have hello back. That's the simple function. Okay. All right. Now, what we need to do, we simply need to go ahead and exit out of it. I'm sorry, or just close it. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Close it. Close it. Or we can exit out of it first, or it's done already. That's fine. This is the first function HTTP that you have seen. This is all I wanted to show you first. And the next one is the trigger function, the scheduling function. So what we can do now, we could utilize a template timer trigger, and we could use the reckoning. And let's say by default it's 5 minutes, and you can minimize to 30 seconds, and your function keep on running on that particular time. That can be easily done. So what we need to do for that, we simply need to go back to our Windows terminal. We are using the same repository, so that is fine. We already built that function HTTP. Now we are triggering another one, which is timer trigger func new template this recurring. Once we hit enter, we would have a recurring.cs file there because the rest remains the same. So in that CS file, if I go back here, this was the old one. This is the new one created for this function. And this is the chronic expression where this means 5 minutes. If I remove this, or we can wait for 5 minutes, you'll find if I build this one, okay, if I build this one, it's building right now, then you would have that right here. You see, timer trigger. Now, right here, it acquired the host lock lease. Okay. Now, every 5 minutes, it will keep on running. Or what we can do, we can simply go ahead and decrease the time by 30 seconds so that we need not to wait for 5 minutes. So what we can do, we can simply go back here, and instead of 5 minutes, let me remove these two and come here, make a star, 30. Okay. And close this one and rerun the function. Okay, this should do the trick, hopefully. Right here. Now, if I go ahead and start the build, which is start build. Okay. You can see it got triggered, function executed at 27. Now within 30 seconds, like before 12, it will trigger again. Okay. So all right, so you can see it triggered a couple of times within a minute. 27, then 27:30, then 28, then 28:30. So that's how it is triggering or keep on triggering. So let me close this. Okay. Now the third function for this lab is the integrating with other services. Okay, and how we are gonna do that. So to perform that, what we need to do, we first need to create a container in our story account. Let me create the container and call it a content. Okay. And then click on create. Now, once it is created, let me click here and upload a file, which is settings.json right here in our lab. Right here, settings.json. It's a JSON file, simple JSON file. I'll show you, and it would be picked by the function. I could say so. Edit. This is the simple file, nothing fancy. Okay. All right. So we have created the container, uploaded the file, and now what we need to do, we need to create another function with the help of HTTP trigger template, and this time we are using name as a get setting info because that's what we're gonna do, right? So let me go back, copy the location, go to the terminal, reach the location and simply write this down. Template, same name, this. Okay. This is what we're going to use. We are going to get the information from this file, which is residing right now in the storage account. All right, so it has been created. Now what we need to do, we simply need to go ahead and use few lines for get settings info.cs that you'll find new one is created right here. Instead of all that, we don't need all that. We only need this one that I'm again borrowing from Microsoft. It says function name get settings info, and it is going to get, okay, content settings.json. This is the location blob. Content is the folder that we have created, a container that we have created, and the container, this is the blob. And we already have that access key or connection string in our this file that we have done it at the very first time when we have created it, right? All right, so we need something to do that, which is extension. So we need to install that extension, which is Microsoft Azure Web Jobs extension. And I think I already have that. If I would not, we'll get an error. So let's see if I have or I don't have. So let me go ahead and build it. .NET build. I got the error. That's what I thought. Okay. It says could not be found. All right, 2 errors, blob could not be found. Very, very nice. So what we need to do now, we need to, all right, so I was just checking on that error, and the extension that I was talking about, the same extension was missing. So I ran function extensions install package Microsoft Azure Web Jobs extension.storage. That's why it couldn't read that blob. But afterwards, when we ran build .NET, it worked with 0 error and 0 warnings. So we are good with that. Right here, .NET build and 0 error, 0 warning. Now what we need to do, we need to start the function build. Okay, so let me open command prompt, go to this functions location, enter, and now I need to start build. Remember, we are doing all these in the local system. We have not touched the Azure yet, right? Now, once this is done, this time, this was the old one. We need to get inside the get settings info. And we're gonna use the same tool, right? That we used before, HTTP REPL tool. So let me open it again, command prompt. So that will show you. Okay, go here, CD, paste it like that. And now I need to type the same thing because it has already acquired the instance lease right here. So we are connected here, okay? But this time we need to go inside the API and then inside the get settings info. Okay, now here, if I run get, it should get the content from the blob, which is right here that I showed you. So all the 3 functions are working fine. Scheduled one were triggering after 30 seconds. It could fetch the information from the blob, and the first one was, what was the first one doing? Yeah, it was echoing whatever we are adding or posting. It was throwing the same thing to us. Now, these are all working locally. Now, what we should do? I think we should simply go ahead and publish this function to the our function app. So let's do a z login. Okay, right here. This is my account. Hopefully I'm in. So once I'm logged in, then I need to run. This is again, I'm not utilizing any other thing, only the functions tool. So I'm inside, I think I need to select this first, which is AZ's account. This will do the trick because I have a few more subscription, but I want to do perform this lab here. So what I'm doing right now, publishing our function app to our function to the Azure function app. And if you remember, what was the name of the function that we created? Let's do function Pachehra. Let me copy this if I could. Okay, let me copy from here if I could. Okay, go back and paste it here. Hopefully, if there is no issue, I didn't mess with anything to deploy, and we would be able to, yes, build succeeded, warning 0, setting site publishing info, and it would be able to deploy this into the Azure function app of ours. And what we'll do, we will go and check it there if it works perfectly fine. Okay. Now you can see now it was publishing info and functions. We got 3 functions and all 3 got published. So if I go here and click on functions in our functions app, you see all the functions are right